Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Hello. Yeah, so yes, apologize. Really apologize for being late. Sorry. And yeah, quite a little bit of things happening. Yeah, just a lot. So I had to change a lot of things, and I literally didn't have time. I literally just didn't have enough time. Yeah, some things I had to deal with some situation as well and stuff. So I literally didn't have time to fix a lot of things. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna come on anyway. Alright, so put the music a little bit louder, so I'll put it down a little bit. Yeah, and I'm a bit hungry as well. Give me a second, let me just organize the starting bits, everything. And yeah, we'll get a bit more into it. Alright, so I'm here on Discord as well, so I just opened up my Discord as well. So we're here in Piarco. I'm online, so let me just show you guys here. Alright, so yeah, I'm here online. I still have a few things that I have to actually change, but hopefully, let me see if you guys probably see that screen, which I'm not sure if you guys are, which I highly doubt you guys are. Let me see. Oh, I'm not sure what my boss is telling me. Yeah, my boss always tries to crap me. But yeah, so what I'll do is as well, I'll probably just open up a display, share on with you, and that way, as this, in case you guys wanted to see like screen, for example. Alright, so this is what I just said. So this screen, so in case you didn't see that, that's the screen that's open.
Boy, Miguel boy, controlling.
Alright, so just now, give me a second and let me give me a sec. She wants to put a face on it. Yeah, so apparently I have a few things. I have to fix a lot of things because I didn't have the time to do a lot of things. Honestly, not even that. I actually had to change a few things. But yeah, it's just
Hey boy, hey. Hello.
So just give me a second, everybody. Give me a second.
Oh my god, boy. Hello.
Yeah, so I'm trying to put on the part of it, like you have to actually put the audio for Vatsim. That's supposed to connect you. But for some reason, it just decided just not to come on at the moment, which is a bit weird. Normally that never happens. Unless if you're trying to tell me that I have to open up. Unless if, let me see, let me close the program. Probably I might have to close the program. So give me a second, let me open up. And I will show you guys, actually, before I even connect to that, let me see if I don't actually run it as the audio. Please open, please open. Where is it, by the way? That's a very good question. Why is it not opening right now? That's a very good question. But what are you guys up to, man? So today we just connected on Vatsim, especially in Piarco Tower. Man. So hopefully we get some people on. Yeah, this is my last session, so hopefully, I don't know, might get somebody, might not, who knows? We'll see how it goes. All right. Yeah. Quite a lot going on, right? All right. So let me get voice. All right, come on. And I have my screen pop up here. Okay. Where is that? That is a bit crazy. Yeah. I know every time it just seems like you have to load this. Alright, so unless I'm in the gate, well, in the voice. Talk about ATC. I know this is streaming. It says swap to active. Swap to application to resume, but I'm on the application, aren't I? So you guys can see a lot of things are happening there, man. I'm not sure why that's. Oh, they want me to change screen. And oh, which one do I have to change to this? Which screen must I change to? They tell me that they want me to change to the screens there. Is it device that they want me to? I'm not sure actually. Yeah. So they want me to swap to one of the screens there. Probably let me just stop sharing. Can I just stop sharing? Stop sharing that. Alright, so what do we swap over here? No, it don't seem like it because it's Vatis, it's EuroScope. Nope, so I can't swap from there, can I? It's a bit weird. Alright, so yeah guys, sorry about that, but you know, things are happening. I was really late, so yeah. So we're back on just the main screen. So some things were a bit yeah, I mean unpinned this since it's no longer. They're actually back on, but for some reason, man, a lot of things were just happening. I'm gonna start a pool as well. Yeah, put it on Vatsim ATC. The good experience. For you. Yes, no. These are the softwares. I know. Probably if I put it out, probably somebody might just decide, you know, they probably might do it. Probably, I don't know. If you want to vote, I mean, you can vote from there. But yeah, just give me a second. Let me. I just this because I'm doing the actual ETC stuff. That's why I just put it in this section. But yeah, I have a few things. Literally, have a few things I have to work on. Alright. So yeah, that's probably why. Quite a few things didn't actually went well for some reason and stuff. So yeah, I've had a bit of issue here and there. But let me see. 80s according to the 80s. I mean, I am online. tower, but not much anyway. Traffic and stuff. But hopefully we get somebody. I mean, but Jaden's well, yeah, coming down from Jamaica. But who else? Don't seem like much, but hopefully we get somebody. It says one departed. One departed. Procedures, the runway. Actually, let me show you guys the screen as well. That's the thing, I have to like swap between screens. I should have just put another scene, and that's what I probably should have done. That way, so at least we get. But yeah. So if I do that, then you just see this screen. If I come up on this radar, so I get all this. Yeah. So departure. Oh, see, that's in terms of St. Kitts. If we look at Trinidad, oh, that's aircraft from up there. Trinidad. You see, arriving only one. Yeah, just one arriving. I mean, that's fine. I don't have the ETS up yet, but I have to actually get the stuff. So runway 10, runway 2, and aerodrome. Alright. So generally that's the two. And Trinidad. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Nice. Someone voted already. Someone said yes. Oh, nice. Yeah. Probably should have ended that and probably put it as like. Oh, is it? What? Yeah, so quite a lot going on, man. Like literally. Well, a few things I've got to change here. So yeah, just bear in mind. Yeah, man. Can't believe that. I appreciate Nathan the last time for actually coming on, man. At least subscribing and stuff, man. You guys, I really appreciate it at least as well. So just give me a quick second there again.
Alright, so it seemed like I just needed to connect on a different port because for some reason it didn't like the fact that I had all of my mics on one port. Yeah. Oh my god. Alright. Alright, so just give me a quick second, Alice. Let me just test some other stuff, make sure everything's good. But Alice, let me see. I'm trying to stay on this screen at least, because I mean nothing's really happening right now, but yeah. But I will eventually I will try to get things moving a lot smoother. Yeah, it's just I have a lot of things doing at the same time because I got in 5 minutes. I got on sorry, what 5? What am I saying 5? I was supposed to be 5 minutes late or 10 minutes late, but I ended up turning like half an hour late because I literally had stuff to do. Oh, we have 3 votes. So somebody says 2 votes for saying yes and 1 for no. So yeah. Yeah, sorry for that. I really apologize, everybody. But I have a few things I have to actually work on because things are actually a bit yeah. Yeah, I've had to change some things. This is not going to be the main screen moving forward. This is just going to be that screen. Only ready for my ATC sessions and stuff like that. So that's only going to be for that. And moving forward, it's not going to be that type of display anymore after that. Yeah, so don't expect it to be like this forever. It's just going to be like that just for now. All right. But yeah, he said, "Oh, are you using a voice changer?" Am I? Does it sound, or is it 2 audios or something like that? Let me see. Give me a second. Let me just hear from the other screen here how it sounds, anything like that. Give me a second. Alright, so I've changed it over back onto my other sound. So that should sound a little better because I put it on my mic, on my different mic now. So for some reason my other mic, literally my other mic now giving me another problem. So yeah, I'm back on this other screen now. Yeah. So I think this sounds, well, it sounds to me, it sounds a lot better. So how does it sound for you guys? It sounds a lot better for me. How does it sound for you, Antigua Spotter? How does it sound? Oh, 4 votes. 75% says yes, 25% says no. Yeah. So this is my INLS2 session, but I don't know what you guys think about like ADC stuff like that. But just give me a second and I'll be back, guys. All right. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Ay ay ay. Alright. Oh yeah. It says sound like Jaden on the other mic. Oh well. Yeah, I feel like honestly, yeah, and I think he's the one who's coming on the approach apparently. If I look, I saw on the other screen. So when I looked at, let me go on this flight radar, for example. I was like, alright, I see somebody coming in. I was like, wait, who's this? It's like, oh, Jaden again. So he's he's probably on the live as well. So he's coming in Kingston. So he's supposed to be going to Palma. So I suspect he probably went direct. He's like, you know what, I can't take it anymore. So he probably just came straight down. Is there some kind of event coming out of? It seems like there's an event because an event on a Friday. I realized before the weekend comes, some of the people try to get the different timing. Let me see, who's that? They're going to Is this some type of event? Where are they coming from? They're coming from Punta Cana. Is that the event? Is that event? Is that event? Is that event? Give us a second. Huh. Alright. Okay. Oh my god, a plate nearly just broke. Literally, a plate literally nearly just broke. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, so just give me a quick second. Quick second. Alright, I'm back. So I have a question for y'all. Any of y'all ever gonna try ATC? At any point in your life? Any one of y'all ever gonna try ATC? And I have so many things to fix. Got 5 votes. Any of y'all ever gonna try ATC? Or probably I should just run my mouth. And why is my chat like over there? Right. I don't know who put that there. Give me a second again. I have something quick news. Yeah, so jeez. So many things I have to do today, right? I'm supposed to be doing them, and like you never find like when you have a lot of things to do, especially with like some of the things that you wanted to learn. So like the other day I was like trying to listen on to like some of the ATC stuff, and I obviously like America still have different ways of saying things, and I'm like, okay, well I want to still learn how to constantly, because I think the thing is not when you just learn it like you feel like that's it, like your situation can come up in different ways and you have different things that you'll have to say. So yeah, so I'm just waiting on for when probably hopefully more traffic comes on, but we could talk a little bit more about ATC, man. So many things about ATC. Wait, how many of you guys on the live right now? Oh, who's on the live actually? Oh, I actually didn't even check to see who's on the live. I don't even know if we had anybody on the live right now, to be honest. Yeah, but thanks for Nathan and them for subscribing the other day. To Liam as well, the gamer. Roger Hunt. Some of these the public ones. Yeah. ATC is a bit daunting at times. I'll tell you guys that. But you'll have to actually know when it comes to air traffic controlling. I always wanted to become a pilot, but air traffic controlling seems very, very nice. And I don't know, I just like it. I like it because it just seems fun. It seems exciting, especially when you have to be doing like all these circuits, VFR circuits, right or left, that sort of thing. In this case, if it's runway 28, then that becomes right, and this becomes left. So, yeah, that's how it works. Especially at the moment, I have it's running, but I have to actually put on the actual. Let me put it on the other screen here. So let's see if I put on this screen as well. I don't want to put on all the individual programs, that kind of thing. But I was like, you know what? I'll just put up just a display, so you guys can actually follow along. So yeah, for example, I mean, I could put in. Let me see if I put in TTPP and put this in. Then it says that's just the airport conditions, which are generally. Well, you could amend it if you feel like. But yeah, read back all whole short instructions. Generally, is departures runway 10, ILS or the RNAV. So I'm just gonna press connect. So once I connect, then it's gonna say this stuff here, and in that way, well, if you have my name, ID and stuff, but your passwords and stuff, if you automatically fetch, it's gonna automatically fetch the letter. So I learned a lot along the way. This tells you the time as well, so 23:55 Zulu. There's 21 seconds, that type of thing. ATC config. If you want to change some things, you can actually change some things right here.
for example, Piarco, the frequency, or they have the ATs combined from A to Z. So if you want to do that as well, okay. Yeah, so there's that, and as well as, let me see, yeah, the text to speech, if you want to put that, but or record, the recording, but choose not to do that. Oops, sorry, buddy. Choose not to do that because didn't really see a need to do that. All right, so give me a second. Alright, I'm not sure why I had that on my mouth anyway. But yeah, so yeah, you could change that. This one, actually, let me take out the other one. So let me just close this for a second. And if I go back to yeah, this section I was talking about. Alright. So this is text, this is receive. So pretty much, yeah, I learned a lot of things along the way. You can literally like tap into other ATC controls and stuff, like in other words, like just to be able to receive. So if I wanted to hear TTPP underscore like approach, for example, I can go here and then it will give you all the others below it. So whichever one. So if I choose Piarco Center, it will choose in terms of Piarco, but this is Grantley Adams. So I can press receive, and yeah, if I press receive, then I'm actually receiving all the information or hearing everything that they're saying. Yeah, so I'm actually at the moment I'm actually in Discord as well. So if we go into Discord, right, then yeah, from the Discord, alright, so let me just get out of this screen. Yeah, so actually I'm in the voice channel there. But yeah, generally I just post up little things. Yeah, I mean, it was costing the other day, was that quite a lot there the other day. 1951 knots. Yeah, it's very challenging, but yeah, ATC is really nice. I mean, obviously being a pilot is really, really great, but I think it's good to actually have some ATC. So I actually put a section even as well, ATC controlling, but that's when I do like events. I generally use that, but this is a different one. So but yeah, yeah, we could just chat a little bit about ATC, man, but it's really, really nice. Hopefully we get some people, but I've got some stuff to do as well, so we're just gonna stay and just wait along for some people as well. Yeah, so let me get back to this main screen here, and I think I was gonna put tower view, but I don't know if I'll do the tower view section. Not sure. Yeah, 5 votes, so 80% says yes, so people seem to enjoy Vatsim. 20% says no, so it seems like in terms of like, what's it called, that other program called, I know they have Hoscon, I know they have Pilot Edge, they have another one in terms of the actual softwares, what's it called again, Say Intentions, but I don't really, yeah. Alright, so meantime, generally during this period of time, like I just wait along, like just to see whoever, stuff like that. So I am gonna be coming on to Twitch, guys. I'll probably make an I'll say that as well, so that you guys know that. Soon. Yeah, so I am gonna come on to Twitch as well, but I guess that's for those people who actually wants to be in, who actually in Twitch. If anybody wants to get me as well, they can get me on yeah, they will get me. I'll be able to get me actually on Twitch, so that would actually be a great thing. All right, so yeah, quite a lot of information. me see what else. What else? Is that San Juan Center Online? Yeah. Oh yeah, San Juan. So let me see. 118.150 tongue. Yep. San Juan. Alright. Meantime, let me just do some of the things that some of the things I said I was gonna do. So let me just do the first one. Let me do the first one. What is it? Mic a bit quiet, is it? For real? Oh Jesus, things happening left, right. Give me a second, let me just sort out. Oh jeez. Give me a second. I feel it's supposed to sound a little better now, you know. So guys, let me know. You hearing me now? You hear me a lot better now? Said better. Yeah, I feel like the volume was actually down a bit, so I didn't actually realize. Yeah, I'm late on everything, so that's what's happening today. Like, I'm literally late because I had to literally head out and do some stuff. Like literally like half an hour before, and I had to sort out and then stuff like that, and then come back. So, but at least we have things up and running, and yeah, ADC man. I probably show up a couple stuff. I generally, when I come to ATC, I only talk about like just the first section of ATC, like the S1, which I don't want to like talk about everything when it comes to this, because I don't want, obviously because I'm training, I don't want to sound like I'm talking like I already know it when it's actually just training and stuff. So I'm still learning a lot as well, even if I've been doing it already. At least I'm still learning. So I actually reminded myself as well. So let's get to this screen. And if I come to what I have over here. All right. So from the previously they had this, which is like the airport. All right. So we're going to use that from the S1, right? So we're going to start off from the S1, man. And hopefully that's not taking up the entire screen, which I believe it is. All right. So no VFR traffic at night. But obviously in the sim, people tend to probably do nighttime. They will do it at night, but obviously change the night to daytime. So and to be honest, like you wouldn't even know if it's night on their side. So I guess we don't tend to ask them, which is something that we probably should be doing. We should be probably asking them in terms of night, because if it's night doing VFR and you have clouds and stuff, then you have to make it realistic. Like if there's clouds at 1,000 feet and you go in and do a flight literally like 2,000 feet or so, and you're gonna be going in clouds, so you need to have equipment and stuff like that. So we should be practicing like that, but the thing is, flight sim is so limited and stuff. We don't always practically do it the correct way all the time. So yeah, some things you just leave it as is and you don't try to just like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm gonna continue with, like I said, yes, the S1. These are the S1 stuff that have, in terms of some of just the airports. They have 4 airports. These in terms of radar airports. You have Piarco is a radar. You have Barbados is a radar. You have Martinique is a radar, and you also have Guadeloupe is a radar airports, and the rest of the airports are non-radar airports. Why does it matter? Because if you're in the radar airports, they tend to have different specs. For example, depends on your aircraft and stuff, the configuration. So if you want to do like a VFR local flight, you need a transponder, which class Delta already means you need two-way communication. So you still need a transponder, or at least you need to be able to have, like I said, two-way. You have to have two-way communication. But in terms of the transponder, that's depends on what type of flight you're doing. So if you're doing like if you're going to the north and like there's mountains in Trinidad 4,000 feet and stuff, then you have to go over that. So you have to get into 6,000. You'll need, because it's a radar, you will definitely need to have a squawk so that they could see you on the system to know whether you're going straight into the mountains and stuff like that. So so that's why you will need that. But some of the airports like Antigua, even if it's class Delta again, so if I go which like this one here, class Delta airport, but you don't have they have mountains all over here, but then because it's non-radar, they don't really give them like in terms of squawks and stuff like that. So you basically have to be flying around non-radar up to a certain altitude, obviously. But if you go up to a certain altitude, then you are obviously or when the airport is closed, for example, when the airport is closed, like you're obviously in class Echo, and then you basically sort of like on your own. So if you fly in nighttime, especially around like these type of airports, then you're gonna go into mountains and stuff. You better have at least, or not just nighttime, but if it's in the daytime, you don't have a squawk and traffic's coming in and out, stuff like that around these mountainous regions. People might not see you flying. You don't have actual be able to see all around, stuff like that, because your VFR, the aircraft is shaking, stuff like that. You just never know who, because there are other aircrafts with Cessnas and probably stuff like that flying around. So but yeah, so let's come back to our beginning. And so transition 2,500 feet, that's Antigua, right? And then I see transition at transition level 4,000. So you change over your altimeter once you pass in 4,000 feet. And sometimes it depends on whether ATC says a different altitude for transition level, but generally that don't change in the Caribbean. You just keep it at what it is. So no VFR at night, stuff like that. You have all of these. So as you can see, there's in terms of Trinidad, the Vatis, ground center controls, but this one is different. Why is it saying, was that supposed to be saying something VC bird? So I'm not sure why they put it as TTPP. This obviously has to change, so they added that wrong. So runway 07 and 27 are now VR, stuff like that. The NDB. So one of the things you have to be very mindful of is in terms of this which is the Alpha taxiway. Obviously we had to learn, I guess pilots as well probably have to see that, or those who probably were studying this stuff, but some people don't tend to study this stuff, so sometimes they're not even aware. But yeah, so I've seen some people wanted to taxi down an Alpha, asking me, actually the last session I did, they wanted to go down an Alpha, and I was like, sorry mate, basically you're not allowed because weight category, because I guess this is it could be that not just necessarily small, because there is like there's road and stuff, the wing, and there's like a little mountain, your wing can clip on, stuff like that. but generally the pave is not paved and stuff like that, so aircraft can sink, tire can probably burst or something like that. So yeah, you have to go on Bravo on your backtrack. It's quite a long backtrack there, so you have to actually oh wait, yes, now sorry, it's quite a long backtrack, yeah, so you have to actually be mindful of that too, the length of time. So as an ATC controller, you have to be mindful of like how long it takes to backtrack, you know, to backtrack from to literally backtrack from here, from Bravo, going all the way up to 07, because this is a threshold. So some traffic, if in case anything, they could turn on the pad and then depart. If you sort of need some time, but if not, then some traffic you have to go at the tire length and depart. So you have to time it as well, because you need. We come to the timing, because there is timing as well. Like I said, there is a section of wake separation, but I'm not going to talk too much about some of the S2 stuff, because I'm not, even if I know I am certified in terms of ATC and all that kind of stuff with Piarco. I don't want to Piarco and them because obviously I'm doing my S2, so I think the right thing to do is to not really talk too much about the S2 stuff, because, or not, in other words, not show you guys as much of the S2, but just the S1 really, and then we'll talk a little bit more, because the S1 is basically from the ground and stuff coming up. So yeah, so it says all departing aircraft IFR should notify ground at least 5 minutes before departure, stuff like that. So you know, at least, you know, the pilots, and then at least give some clearance, clearway time and stuff like that, so at least we can, you know, get them out on time. So coming back to what I was saying earlier, there is taxiway alpha for day operations. It is limited. It's also limited to aircraft at maximum takeoff weight 65 and a wingspan of 100 feet. So basically, yeah, like I said, from Bravo or Charlie, which you will be departing them from, which makes a lot of sense, because you don't want any, like I said, any aircrafts getting into some of these aircrafts over here as well. Sometimes you have, with a heavy, like let's say you have a 747 for a very long wingspan, that is not going to, that might clip some of the little aircrafts over here, obviously. So you're trying to avoid getting clipped or anything like that. So yeah, so it's in this case up to a dash 8, a Q400, and maximum takeoff weight of 65,000. Yeah, 65,000. So yeah, yeah, so that's basically weight category when it comes to like taking off and stuff like that in terms of the airports, in terms of operations. So basically what I'm trying to say is there are different op specs. There are different op specs when it comes to some of these things, man. So at least you are aware as a ATC controller. Well, actually you have to be aware as an ATC controller, so that you know for sure how to you know that it's different. So obviously us, we know the difference between Piarco and, for example, Piarco here and you know, Antigua. So Antigua will be all the way up. Where is Antigua? But Antigua, that's P. Well, I'm not running the profile for Antigua right now, so that's why. Oh, the airport is there, but I don't think it has the profile yet, because I'm not running the profile for Antigua, so you're not gonna see the airport. Yeah, but yeah, so let's come back down here. All right, there you go. So yeah, let me continue what I was saying. Yeah, let's go back to this again. Yeah, so there's no SID, no start, stuff like that, so we know that. In terms of the procedures, you see the procedure. So if an aircraft, which I guess in this case I'll give a little bit here. If you have an aircraft, all right, if you have an aircraft and the aircraft is like coming down from Ilopo, stuff like that, you'll tell them to just continue the approach, you know, stuff like that. Continue the approach, runway 10 report, or what is runway 07 in this case, runway 07 report final. So final is wherever it could be here if you think he's fully prepped and stuff like that, but generally the final, I believe, it said initial approach fix. So from there, So that's when I make the left turn there. Or you could see in this case here BOPA for the final approach fix, but this is the initial approach fix for the final approach fix. Alright, so yeah, they have this space here which is literally 5 nautical miles, so let you know, okay, they basically either on the glide slope if they start late, or actually you as the ATC controller, you would advise them a lot earlier, or at least you would tell them about it a lot earlier instead, you know, not just wait till they actually come on, you know, till on the approach, like start going on the glide slope, you know, to start saying some stuff. So yeah, so you just have to be very, very proactive. And obviously you can see this is an actual approach, but obviously some aircrafts could be coming from here, some can be coming from here, stuff like that, and you have to figure out, you have to know which ones to give, because when it comes to separation, it is very, very important in terms of giving a separation. But I'm not going to show you those charts. I'm just going to talk about it, but I'm not going to show you guys those charts, because that's the S2 and the very more important charts, which is outside of the training. Well, we're in training, so we have to make sure we keep everything as coordinated and making sure that we don't give too much outside right now. And like I said, I'm still learning. This is still practical and stuff like that. So there is a disclaimer. So guys, don't forget those disclaimers as well, which is obviously still in effect. Yeah, so let me just come back to the main screen here for a little bit. So the meta would have changed there, which should have told me at least. Actually didn't, it changed earlier, but it didn't actually change. Okay, the sounds, I'll just check to see if all the sounds are up. Actually all the sounds are up, so that's pretty. Alright, here we go. Let me see, make sure the device. Okay, so desktop audio, okay, so that is on. Alright, but nobody else is on at the moment. I was hoping to get my friend tonight, but he's not on tonight, so a bit unfortunate, but that's fine. But I have to fix things a lot more. So when I fix things a lot more, because everything was a bit rushed. Yeah, so everything was a bit rushed, so I apologize, but I have to fix things a little bit more. This is not going to be the screen I'm going to be going with forward. Like I said, when I'm doing my ATC sessions and stuff, this is the screen I'm going to be using, but not for my actual gaming screen. When I'm doing the when I'm doing the actual gaming and stuff like that, you know, being a pilot. Anybody have any questions to ask? I know there are a few of you all on the live here, so anybody have anything to ask when it comes to air traffic control? I know it's a lot, and I actually ECA, so I did have to try to get with ECA. They're the one who actually gives you the certificates and stuff in terms of aviation, all right, in terms of Eastern Caribbean and stuff like that. So for you to get certified to have like your license to be a pilot, anything like that, so I'm gonna show you guys on that screen now, on another screen in other words. All right, yeah, so to be a full pilot and stuff like that, or air traffic controller, you get your certificate from ECA, which is Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority. According to my country, they actually give you the licenses through my country in terms of SLASPA, which I'll show you guys in just a second here. Let me just go onto that screen as well. All right, so yes, SLASPA is my country's governing board. All right, so they're the one that actually in charge of everything to do with everything relating to aviation, stuff like that in my country. So it is I think all the countries have like a SLASPA or something like that, something like in terms of a regulatory board covering the aviation authority, not covering the aviation authority, but that is the authority name is the one covering the airports, not just necessarily airports, but like customs and all that. So what I mean covering, like everybody have to be streamlined according to ECA but the facility that covering them, in other words, they have to make sure that everybody is doing the right thing. In other words, because I mean, obviously ECHA cannot be there, so is the country that is in charge going to be the ones looking after the place, obviously, naturally. So in that case, in my country is SLASPA. So they're in charge of the Air and Seaports Authority. And yeah, basically they're the ones actually, in terms of everything to do with leisure, barrels, all kind of thing. You see Ezra in the back. Yeah, and generally the thing about SLASPA, they're the ones who, in terms of getting a job, in terms of anything to do with aviation or seaports and stuff in the country, generally they're the ones you can actually go to, and you basically you book appointments, stuff like that. Yeah, they'll have different, like, sometimes job opportunities. So basically when you filing in or trying to get your ECHA certificate, is also, since SLASPA is the one covering, they're the ones basically trying to give you the job, but you need this actual schooling certificate, so you have to actually get them through. You have to be certified through ECHA, right? And ECHA obviously is, like I said, ECHA is the one in charge of, in terms of entire Caribbean, all the authorities in the Caribbean, to make sure they standardize everything. As you guys can see over here, the airworthiness, and they will have a whole heap of documents to do with the actual aircraft maintenance, logs, plans, say issues of special permits, all permit, ground proximity warning system, all of these things, tech log, calibrations, all kind of things that they were doing, testing of the equipment, all kind of things. ECHA them have to ensure that the people are, wherever the people are, all around the countries and stuff, have to be regulated according to ECHA and stuff like that, how ECHA and them wants it done. Now you'll be like, well, how does FAA or ICAO and them, which is like European, and them come into play? Because the aircrafts and them, the manual, the parts and all the things, they come from, like, for example, the operations in terms of weight and balance, it would be like certified through like FAA and stuff like that. So ECHA has to ensure that all the countries, in terms of maintenance to all the programs, everything that they're doing is streamlined according to FAA. So basically, instead of Senusha talking to FAA, which FAA is a very big thing in America, the Federal Authority of Administration and stuff, they're not going to be able to be talking to St. Lucia, a small little dot. They're not going to be able. So you need a representing board that they would talk to, and then they pass it on to all the other countries. And that's how everything operates. So if in case anything happens, you hear, FAA, let's say aircraft crashes, they have to investigate, because they want to know if it's one of the maintenance parts that the person or whoever the people are didn't do it properly according to the standards that they were supposed to uphold, and all kind of things like that. So that's why they have the representing boards and all of them to be part of all of that and that kind of thing. So but that wasn't just necessarily ATC, that was a whole heap of things I just talked there. But yeah, let's go back to not much people at the moment. It doesn't seem like much at the moment. Only one, only one. But at least, like I said, tonight was just about my last one. This is my last session tonight, which I don't really care, because I'm just talking about, basically, like I say, it's all about, if I go on the actual thing, it's literally just to do with, actually, just give me a second. It's just about like talking about the everything to do with ATC, all the things that I've learned and stuff like that. Obviously doing a session as well, because this is basically like my last session. So if people want to join in, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. But it would be nice to actually be able to get some people. But it's nice, the more exposure of ATC, the more people probably try to fly. So at least people know that this region always have ATC. Because let's be honest, if we look on Vatsim and stuff, people go to the places that have. That's why they're running all these events, as like Bogota. Let me show you Bogota, for example. Bogota, or what they call them, Bogota. They all SKBO. They always try to put on events and stuff like that to try to get a lot of people. That's why you find a lot of people tend to, anytime they go down, it's always like a Colombia. You don't see it too often Venezuela and stuff like that, or even Guyana. More people tend to go to French Guyana, so I guess probably because of the connection with Cayenne and Martinique and Guadeloupe. But and you know already Saint Martin always tends to have, like today Saint Martin had another 15 arrivals and stuff. So it's where that it's been mostly ATC and stuff people tend to go. And if we continue going up all the way, we know Miami is always online. Miami is always online every now and then at different, and the thing is Miami is online in the morning, in the nighttime, stuff like that. So yeah, that's why it's always wonderful, you know. And really, you just get a lot of people going these places because, yeah, for example, New York is always online, and don't ask for Boston. Boston is always online. And what I mean online, I mean like ATC, whether it's approach, tower, they're always online. So you always get people going to Boston. You always get people going to somewhere in New York or LaGuardia or one of these places. No matter, it could be LaGuardia or Newark. I mean, New York alone has like 3 airports. Can you imagine that? 3, not even 3, 4, because they still have Teterboro stuff. So you know, people actually go to these places, you know, because there's a lot of ATC, and we know for sure next place for sure, California always has ATC. Look, Los Angeles have a bit of traffic, a few, not many, but a few. But Los Angeles always have some type of traffic. It's always have some ATC, you know, because people, I mean, yes, it's a big place, but, and I guess geographically where it is, but not all the time you get to see like Salt Lake City, stuff like that, or like Houston. It's every now and then. So people go where most ATC are. So the point is, if you get more ATC in these countries, then you're gonna get more people coming in, stuff like that. So I'm gonna actually, let me see if he's right. Oh, he's actually over here. I don't know if he's on micro frequency. So what I normally would do, sometimes I just tell them to contact me. 118.100. Thanks. Alright, so yeah, probably you guys might not see that on the screen. So what I'll have to do is put it on the whole screen, because I do have 2 screens, and I think my audio is supposed to be on.
Piarco Tower, Caribbean 415, inbound RMP runway 10 Honolulu.
Alright, so let me just put on the other screen because I just heard him. Alright, so at least we got the first one. Alright, so let's come back to the screen. And Caribbean lines are 415, Roger. And Caribbean 415, QNH 101 free at the moment. Continue the RMP approach, runway 10 report and final.
Yeah.
It broke off there. Yeah, it seemed like it broke off. Not sure if you heard me. Huh. Did you hear me?
Piarco.
And Caribbean 415, you're coming in a bit broken there. At the moment, 2x5.
Piarco Tower, Caribbean 415.
Yeah. Caribbean lines 415, can you hear me? Oh Jesus, let me see if you probably don't hear me. Let me say hello. Hey, it says like you don't hear me. That's it. Let me put this on this device. Fine, headphone, headset. Oh, that's a bit weird. Optional speaker device. I'll put out that. Headset. It's USB. Microphone device. So that's kind of strange. And Caribbean 415, can you read me? I think you can read me now, I think. Caribbean 415, sorry about that. And Caribbean 415, QNH 101, free. I see you made the left base leg there. Runway 10, report on final.
Report on final and preparation inbound Lexa.
I copy. Alright, so it's inbound Lexa, so I'm just making sure everything is okay. The reason why I just telling to continue because I wouldn't generally, even if you're on radar, you wouldn't see. Imagine you're on a tower control, you wouldn't see him because he's that far out. So you wouldn't really see him if you you have to have binoculars or something. See him coming in. Yeah, but radar, obviously radar depends. But in the real world, how far is the radar? I wouldn't know. I can zoom in and out, but I might not be able to see him. Probably in the real world, the radar scope is only there like this, so you might not know where the traffic is. You just tell them to continue. You know, that's how the radar scope is. It doesn't really generally move. I don't know exactly how it is in the real world, so you have to also remember that. Yeah, so that's something that people have to be very, very mindful of as well. So I'm just happy at least he's able to help me because of the little issue they had. But the winds are coming.
Piarco Caribbean 415 final 10 miles DNE.
There's 10 miles. And Caribbean 415, no traffic factor this time. Runway 10, clear to land. Surface winds are calm.
So that's copy the wind will calm, clear on runway 10 Caribbean 415. And what's up, Miguel?
Hey man, good to see you, man. It's Jaden. Oh,
Yeah, man, get on.
oh, and as we spoke, we got another traffic. You know what? I should have probably done, like, probably got my sim running, and then maybe I'll see you guys coming in. Probably should have done that.
I mean, you have time now, you know, if you good.
Yeah, you might have to do a turn around. That's what you might have to do.
That's the after land, if anyone comes up.
Alright, so just give me a second. I'm just swap over here for a second. Oh, wrong screen. Caribbean 415 second.
You could probably shut it up after you land.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, if we... Yeah, so I'm just about starting up just the sim just to hopefully get to see you coming in.
Yeah, man. Coming from Kingston.
Yeah, I've noticed, yeah. Alright, so just give me a second. I'm just...
Yeah, I had to go cover those turns because I have some live traffic going on.
Oh, fair enough.
So let's know.
Oh, so you flying night?
Yeah, most likely after I land here, I might do the Grenada flight.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, sim running up, sim starting up, but oof, you know, my sim normally takes about like what? At least 4 minutes. So let me see what's going on. Yeah, he's coming in 1,300 feet. Obviously, I most likely wouldn't be able to see because I mean, my sim, it takes too long. So probably I'll see the other traffic. There's a French West. Is that a French West? Yes. There's a French West. Oh, actually, it's Mark Beffel. Oh, nice. At the moment, he is in actually no flight plan at the moment, so I'm not sure what he's in. It just says a call sign that he's signed on with, but no idea. Caribbean 415 is a max, and actually, if I open up one of the airports that I showed you guys earlier, oh, wrong screen. So I can actually open up, like, for example, Trinidad. It does say like places you can put them, so like WestJet, British Airways, Copa. I mean, if you want to practice, you can actually do that. Sometimes they swap them around just for obviously because if there's no aircraft and stuff like that, so you know, but generally they keep one for whichever aircraft, just to make sure there is a gate. Yeah, so in this case, probably I'll ask him if you have a stand of choice, because I mean, it's a sim, you don't have to always rent, but if it doesn't, then you can just send him to, or I could just send him to either stand 10, stand 12, like put stand 14, and these are the ones to Tobago over there. You can go anyone over there. So yeah. All right. So let me see. It just arrived there. All right, and my sim literally just stood about loading up here. All right, so he's on the ground. And Caribbean Airlines are 4 and 5. Welcome to Piarco. Welcome home. Left turn when able.
Well, that's the one able Caribbean 415, and it's in Caribbean Airlines small one day, boy. Welcome home.
Welcome, young man.
We'll make it an Alpha 3.
And Caribbean 415 from Alpha 3. Do you have a standard choice, sir?
Oh, yeah, stand by. Once we get to Zulu, we get a message from company to us stand to go.
Roger. Continue from Alpha 3. Continue down on Zulu and Alpha. We'll get a stand. You let me know the stand after.
Roger, that's 415.
That's Alpha Zulu, correction.
Okay, yeah. Alpha Zulu.
Alright, so let me start up my sim. So at least I can be able to probably see him. Alright, TT. And I actually put the tower as well, but I'm not going to put it at nighttime though. Because obviously we want to see some traffic. So yeah, so let me see if I can start that up and try and see if I can. Oh, the problem is because I don't have my things connected, I would see this thing telling me the screen where you have to connect. Like, you know, you need your controller, but I don't have my controller right now. But yeah, generally the way I've been saying ATC, that's the way they normally do the ATC section of it. You speak like that because it's ICAO. You will say earlier when I said runway 10, I didn't say runway 10 because you know it's America, which is FAA, but in terms of ICAO you say runway 10. So, and you also said QNH because they use that in terms of hectopascals, because according to the things that we learned from the documents and stuff that we learned from which I'm going to put it on this screen and then come up here and let's go in the all-in-one. And actually not the all-in-one, actually it is actually from this intro, basic intro. So let me open with Pilot Edge. Sorry, not Pilot Edge. I keep doing that every time. It's actually a PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, guys, appreciate at least all of you, or those of you who's on the live, man. I appreciate you guys coming on, at least tuning in, or at least listening on. Yeah, so let me just wait for the Pilot Edge to come on. Sorry, not Pilot Edge. Why am I saying Pilot Edge? I meant the PowerPoint thing. I said Pilot Edge. What am I talking about? Pilot Edge.
Walker Airlines 415, gate 13.
So he's taking gate 13. Alright, so remember we said. Alright, so he's taking 13 like we said over here, Caribbean. Roger, Caribbean Airlines 415, stand 13 via on Zulu.
Stand 13 via Zulu, Caribbean 415.
Alright. So I gave him the stand first and then I gave him the taxiway. So that's, yeah, all of these things I had to learn. I mean, in terms of S1 and S2, it gets a little bit more in terms of operations and stuff like that. They're like, oh, it's my big day. Because like I don't know, I like the whole aviation and everything. And not just me, there's another person as well, but yeah, it's pretty nice, honestly. So he actually just filed it. So he's actually going into Barbados. So I put set squawk, but this is not the actual squawks in terms of Grantley Adams. Actually, you have to put 42 because that's the range. There's a range which is from 42 up to, I think, is it 77, or I believe from 4201 to 77. So that's the range, but we'll get to that. And we look at the altitude, even flight levels. If you're going from east to west, and if you're going from west to east, odd level, so he's on the correct flight level. You check all of that and you just make sure, you know, generally the route don't change, so that's fine. It's going to stand 13, so it seems like it's turning in there, and my sim is still trying to load up, which is a bit weird because I don't know what's it trying to load up. I'm not sure what's it trying to load there. Yeah, probably trying to load the overlays. Who knows? Yeah. So we still have 5 votes. Anybody else want to vote? But yeah, so far, so guys heard when I was telling him in terms of continue the approach, because he's out. Like I said, that's how we learned it. They're outside of the airspace because the airspace is within 50. So this entire thing is the airspace up to 3,000 feet, right? So yeah, so it seems like he just arrived there, and you see it stopping. And I carry line 415, standard 13. Flight plan closes at time 41. Thanks for this leg.
Yeah, come back just now on Grenada side.
Yeah, man, Roger.
Indeed.
So I'm not sure why did I put that there. So actually, give me a second, guys. Let me just change up. Roger. Alright, so let me just, I was supposed to change this. Let me put this to somewhere in the corner over here. And press start. And here we go.
And the Port of Spain target evening, press 911 for clearance over to Barbados.
Alright, so, alright, here we go. I put him over here. So like I said, I don't have the controller. Let me just tell him. French West 911 Piarco Tower, good day, sir. Standby, number 1. Alright.
Roger, standing by, number 1, French West 911.
Alright, so yeah, we're here in Trinidad, man. Jesus. And so I have got my little aircraft here in the little back section there, man. And generally, wrong thing. So you put up this, which is Vatsim. And to connect to the Vatsim, so at least you'll be able to see the traffic. Now I use Swift, right? So you guys, I'm just letting you guys know because I actually use Swift. This is what I use all my simulators. I put literally all my simulators on one. So as you guys can see, explain 2020 and 2024. 2020, 2024, right? So I put all of my simulators on one client, right? I'm just gonna, it's just gonna put like a A1 or something like that. Aircraft is just I think ST22, something like that. I don't know. And just connect. Alright, so actually you don't connect yet, sorry. You just put that observer, go to other, and you put tower view. Once you put that, connect. Oh, it says invalid. Wait, invalid what? Invalid aircraft. Oh, because I think I put that wrong. I'm just gonna put that C172, but it's not a C172, but yeah. And yeah, so connect, and that should be fine. There we go. So we connected. Is it telling me anything? It says connection failed. The host, whatever client. So did I actually do something wrong? But anyways, let me just get connected. I'm just saying, I'm French Western 911. Are you ready to copy your IFR clearance?
French West 911.
French Western 91. You're cleared to Grantley Adams. The Uniform Romeo 515 Airway Bravo Golf India Direct. Climb flight level 170 squawk 4266. And he's using SimBrief obviously, so.
Alright, at 911 is cleared via the Uniform Romeo 515 Airway. 17,000 is the climb, and 4266 for French West 911.
And then you always have to say read back correct and stuff like that. French West 911, read back correct. QNH 1013, information. Bravo is current. Make sure. Report when ready for the startup.
Alright, we'll rock with call ready for startup. 1013 Bravo's on board. Front desk 911.
Alright, because he's in the ATR 72. And he says ATR 76. It actually says as a medium. So it's not a light. So yeah. That's pretty nice. Okay, so let me just turn on the sounds of this. Because you don't need that. And actually let me show you guys them over there. So those who probably didn't stay on probably wouldn't see that, but those who stayed on would now would actually get to see. So yeah, I'm using the default airport. So here we go. We have the French West over there. I do have a French West. It's just windmilling and stuff, I guess, because hotel mode. So it's just windmilling. So it thinks that the aircraft is started, but it's just hotel mode. So it's just windmilling. Oh, my eyes hurt. All right. And let me see. The other aircraft, which is the Caribbean Airlines, I don't have actually the. If I show you guys the models, the model as you guys can see here is actually, let me show you, is the OBJ. All right. Now, over here wouldn't show you properly, but I would actually show you what I'm talking about. So what if I go to simulator and I go over here, then you see the bluebells and the CSL. So I do have the CSL, but the CSL doesn't have the latest livery, and this is he's actually in an NG. If I show you, he's actually in an NG. So go to models, and a while ago it says max. Sorry, he's in a max, but it shows as an NG because I don't have the max for the Caribbean or Caribbean Airlines, and I don't have the latest livery. So it's gonna show the max. I'm sorry, the NG, and it's gonna show the old livery. So that's why that looks like that. All right. So yeah. So we have these two aircrafts.
All right, and French West 911 ready for taxi.
So he just started up. All right. So let me just put myself in the tower view, like I normally like to do. In the tower view. So just give me view external, and I'll put that in the tower. And then generally, I'm not sure why it's there. Jeez. Okay. So he said taxi French West 911 taxi to Alpha 1 via Zulu and Alpha.
Alright, Alpha 1 via Zulu, French West 911.
Okay, so I put this on taxi because you already got the clearance as well. I mean, generally, if you want to practice it, you can practice it, but I don't always do it, but sometimes it's good to actually practice it. You know? It's good to practice it. Should be practicing it. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing like both vertical and horizontal every now and then, like, you know. So yeah. So if you got, I said Alpha 1 via Zulu and Alpha. So I'm getting a little bit better in terms of like how I go about things. And he's not squawking Charlie, so I'll just let him know. And French West 911 squawk mode Charlie.
And more Charlie for 911.
They say squawk mode Charlie because Class Delta generally need radar controls. You need to have two-way communication and a squawk. So yeah, that's Class Delta. Like I said, ICAO and stuff like that, or FAA. So they have a bit of FAA and a bit of ICAO rules. So let me just put myself in the tower section. If I go up in the tower section, I'd like to go over here. Don't. Yeah, there we go. Jeez, why is it moving so much, man? Come on. Alright, so let's go up a little bit. And there we go. So now we can see the little traffic over there. Let me just take out this box thing over there. Can I not take it out? There we go. Let's put this box thing somewhere over here. Yeah, so being in the tower, that's nice. You see the French West. And most likely you will take an intersection departure anyway. So from here, yeah, you will take most likely the intersection departure. Yeah, so meantime, I'm not putting two screens, I'm actually going to be putting one screen. So so yeah, when it's departure, then I'll actually let you guys see that. I do have to fix a few things because for some reason my mic, my camera, everything is a bit wonked all of a sudden, and I really apologize. Yeah, I really apologize for things being a little bit wonked. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Probably put the sounds up a little bit. think just now I'll have to start putting glasses. So, yeah. As we get 2, and the person I was talking there is actually the person in charge of Global Alliance. So guys, if you see Global Alliance is actually, yeah, Global Alliance. So you know, they're part of, I'm also part of them as well, so you guys can actually check in with them as well. Global Alliance. Yeah, do feel free to join virtual, because I am there, just haven't had time to really fly, but you know, you guys can get a chance to actually fly. I've had a few issues with the ACAS, so just be very mindful. For some reason I just couldn't get connected with the ACAS and all that, so yeah, that's the only issue that I'm having at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, you guys can see taxi now. I'm just gonna ask him if he'll be needing full length takeoff today. French Western 911, would you be taking full length for takeoff today?
I'm sorry, one more time for French West 911.
I just confirm you'll be using full length takeoff today, or just intersection?
No, we'll do an intersection. It's not useful for full length on a 70-seat aircraft.
Just say that again. I just heard you coming a bit choppy there.
We'll do intersection.
Roger. And French West 911 report when ready for takeoff.
Yeah, we're ready to go, no delay.
Roger. Alright, so Kerry is over there. You guys, everybody can see. Everybody can see him. Alright, so I'm just gonna let you know. French West 911, runway 10 cleared for takeoff. Surface winds calm. Fly runway heading 4,100 feet. Left and approve. Alright, so I just told him to go on the runway heading.
Takeoff. Runway heading French West 911.
French West 911, just confirm runway heading 4001, then left and approve. I just wanted to make sure.
Remember 4001 and then left turn approve French West 911.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because you know, part of the off specs obviously because of the mountains and stuff, so they gotta get cleared from there. Yeah. So, oh, what is this here? What's going on here? Somebody just sent me a message there. You see what? Alright, so let's just watch him taking off there. Alright. Because I know that's what you guys want to see. Alright. There you go. I should put tower view, but nah, not doing tower view stuff. What I mean is like not doing 2 screens. Just doing 1 screen today. Alright, jeez. Quite vertical there. Don't sink. Full throttle, right? Full throttle. There you go. Oh, it's turn and it's then. Oh, nice, nice, wonderful. Alright, so I'm gonna head back onto the screen. Let's make sure. Alright, so he's already climbed 1000, so he transferred normally onto the next sector, but the mode. And French West 911, no further ATC is available at this time. Over to advisory, and thank you very, very much for flying the Mark.
We'll see you on the return leg. French West 911, but it's a pleasure.
Alright, so I just put release. Alright, so I said runway heading and 4001. So that's the all specs, because you have to do it safe. You know, part of it is being safe. So you have to make sure that they're doing the right procedures, which is part of your job, especially being in a tower. You know, make sure they come in and out safely. So next thing, they go from there and then they start to turn at 1000 feet and they go straight into the mountains. Matter of fact, as soon as they change over them to approach is going to change you and tell you to turn right and back and runway heading to avoid mountains and stuff like that anyway. But that's if you go onto tower. I'm sorry, approach. Oh, my eyes is... Yeah, something is wrong with my eyes, man. Jeez, where is he? There he is, climbing out. He just made the turn there. Made the turn at 3.7. Jeez. Yeah, that's what you don't want to. That's what you don't want to happen because he's already going to the mountains. So let's hope he doesn't go straight into the mountains. But he's already outside my airspace anyway, 3,000 feet. So the thing is, they just obstacle clearance. You just want obstacle clearance. In other words, if anything happens, they have enough altitude to bypass the mountains and get out of the mountains, that kind of thing, and to probably land somewhere safer. Whereas if you go in the mountains, you're guaranteed to die. Something like that. I mean, you're guaranteed to die anywhere, but yeah. Oh, yeah, he's gone. But yeah, as long as you get 4001, so on the mountain section there, then you're fine. So let's go. Let me put flight on the radar. So let me see. Obviously, it's a little bit late, but this doesn't actually show you too much of the terrain, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, so we had a good time. I'm not gonna lie. So far, it's been an hour and 45 minutes. Can you imagine already? It's like it's been an hour and 45 minutes. But yeah, I spoke a lot about ATC. This is my last session, and basically, it's not like I'm expecting much anyway. Because you know people are not entitled to come on right now, kind of thing. But he's already off and going, and I think I believe Jaden's gonna come back. I believe afterwards. I think. Yeah. Let me see what he's saying. Oh, sorry. Okay, so he said. Okay, so I'm just putting in something here for him. All right. So give me a second here. Let me put something there. Where is it? There we go. So let's give me a section. Give me a sec. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this right now. Actually, hopefully you guys enjoying it. You guys are enjoying it. If there's anything otherwise in terms of ATC that you guys want to know about, in terms of S2, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about my S2 and stuff like that because you know, like I said, this is my last session and stuff, and you know, I'm not fully there yet and stuff. Certain things I just like to be a part of a, you know, spread the word, make people more and more people see me in terms of ADC and all that kind of stuff. Well, not really see me, but like by the time, you know, the more y'all see me and stuff around, you know, online, the more I guess you might want to fly because y'all know on ATC I will always be around on ATC, so that way y'all get more coverage, especially in the Caribbean region. And the Caribbean region is so nice, especially like landing either Trinidad, Martinique, Barbados, stuff like that. You want to at least have a little bit of ATCs and stuff like that, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's really nice. All right, so let me see. He didn't actually say where. I said, let me see, 438. Tell me how 438, have I not? 438. Why not? Okay. Let me check. Flight, oh yeah. Check, he said 438. Oh, Jesus. But, come on. Give me a second, everybody. Yeah, come on. Give me a second, everybody. Give me a quick second, everybody. Alright, yeah, I'm back. Alright, so let me just put something, give me a second. Alright, yeah. Oh, myself twice. Jeez. Give me a second, I'm just plugging in something here, so just give me a second. Give me a quick second. Give me a quick second, everybody. Quick second. Right. So I mean, like I said, not much. I mean, even if it's final session, at least I got two. Yeah, it's a nice little 2 hours. I can imagine 2 hours. But yeah, we talk about some things there. So I'm actually just plugging in something there for somebody. So I'm not gonna stay long. So at least I'll probably just go over some of the procedures, like simulated like myself, obviously to finish off. But I mean, it doesn't have to be long, like I said. It was just to talk a little bit something, a little bit about the ATC stuff. You guys think stuff like that. If you guys ever wanted to, not that ATC is popular. Like you don't. That's the thing. ATC is not so popular, not every day, but it is popular in terms of like, obviously in Vatsim and stuff like that, but not like mainstream popular, you know. People want to be playing the plane and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I think like ATC for me, like not every day you want to be setting up all your controls and stuff. I'm gonna fly. Sometimes you just want to stay there and just talk for a little bit. So for me, it's a bit of that as well. So 438 BW 438. Okay, and that is okay. BW 438. I got one. Okay, 438. Takes off. Let me see. Pause. Sunday, Friday, Wednesday. No, Sunday, Friday. Sunday, Friday. Okay, I didn't know that. Give me a second, everybody. Yeah, we're up in traffic. Alright, watch it. Alright, so just give me a second. Let me put some stuff here. Yeah, the whole time I did. So I focus. I was like, the 76. Okay, let me see. Alright, there we go. Alright. Alright. Okay, so let me see if we can get. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. 438. Jeez, it says nope. Can't get that because the fleet is not there. That's why. It's here. Don't have that, bro. It's not in Trinidad. That's why. Tip ball. I'm gonna play tip ball thingy. 8 o'clock? Cheers, Gardens. Are you sure about that one, you know? Alright, so yeah, let me see. Oh, no, oh, wrong place. Alright, here we go. There we go. Alright, here we go. And check. Alright. Oh, did she bring? Oh, she brought it back the whole time and I didn't even realize. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be staying on this for too long, to be honest. I'm actually going to be heading. It seems like I mean. Alright, so give me a second. Alright, so seems like we have another aircraft. Yeah, definitely. What's that? 438. Yeah, that's a 438. So he's on. Alright, just give me a second. Trying to do too many things all at once, you know, that's a problem. Let me see. What else is here? Jesus. Give me a second, everybody. My eyes starting to hurt.
Caribbean 438 radio check. 438 radio check.
And Carolina 438 radio check 5x5.
5x5 Caribbean 438.
Oh, my eyes literally hurts. I'm not even gonna lie, literally my eyes hurts as well. Give me a second. Oh, hi, Gerald. Hi, Gerald. I'm here. I'm here in your country. You know what? It's funny how I'm always in your country, as in doing my ATC in your country, but you never flying. So it seems like you've probably given it a break in terms of flying. I've got the Caribbean Airlines over there, same old livery. Caribbean Airlines. Swap my screen so you guys can see that, but yeah, let me get to the other screen here. Let me get onto the game screen so that way you guys can see Caribbean 438 Trinidad, man. So he's going to Grenada. I don't know, look at X-Plane, man. Like the clouds and just how it looks, man. You have the nice little haze, you know, the haze especially is dark on one side, lighter on one side, haze. You know, whenever it's gray, it's always a bit gray, so you could see it's a bit gray. Although I would like to see the different shades, but it's so hard to do that. Yeah, but let me see what you guys say. He said until I get my gaming PC. Oh, okay, right. I have a Mac. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember you telling me that. So imagine like be flying, man. Yeah. But at least you'll be there learning a lot of things, whether it's ATC or flying as a pilot, Alright, so let me just let them know in terms of the 8 the weather has changed. And our station is now information Charlie. Our station information Charlie. Winds calm, QNH 1013. Our station winds calm, QNH 1013. So generally you say that actually that's how we've been taught to say the meta and stuff like that. So let me pull up the ATIS thing again. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Oh, let's change a bit. Yeah, so let me pull it up. Here it is. Yeah, so this is a V8. It tells you the different, the meta and stuff like that. So if it's a ILS stuff like that, generally I just leave that out because it barely change. It don't change too often. Yeah, but they have different ones here. Barbados. But obviously I'm connected on Trinidad. Press connect, so that's what we connect on. Yeah. So that's the information Charlie. And you say the weather, winds, direction stuff, and the QNH 1013 QNH. So yeah. So how you been doing, Gerald, man? Knowing that you have a Mac. Does the letter change automatically? Yes, it does. According to the program, if I'm going to use the settings, I put automatically fetch ATIS letter. So it's going to fetch the ATIS. Because remember, I think it was information alpha. Then it's changed to Charlie. So it goes to what is reported, I guess, in the real world. And then you can I could manually change it to echo. And then on the next cycle, because I have automatic, it's going to update to what the real world, I guess, reports. Or what it automatically fetches, which I think it fetches it from the real world, I believe, most likely. Yeah. Yeah, so let me take this out. And there is configurations. Yeah, so different configuration, but you keep it calm. That's if you want to put your own voice for ATC and stuff. No need to do that. I don't see a reason to do that, so I'm not going to play that. You said my Mac doesn't run Explain very well. Yeah, I've seen some people talk about different things. Although I see what's it, Dishal. He had the what they call that, the thing they call the auto offer for the Mac. So he put out the video for that, to run the auto offer with the Mac and stuff like that. So some people getting okay, but yeah, Explain gets a lot of stutters, bro. But you just have to know how to. For me, my biggest problem with Explain is the internet tends to drop, and when it drops, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, that's my biggest issue. Yeah, but Mac, I don't really know much people that own a Mac, I barely know of people on the Mac. Yeah, he said that's a problem. Yeah, anytime the internet drops, you tend to get problems. For some reason, they always have problems when the internet drops. Yeah. It's like I want to stream my live, just starts to lag. Yeah, that's to do with because the internet. So if you have like a bandwidth, most times people have a bandwidth like 20 like is it 20 megabytes or gigs? 20 megabytes. 20 megabytes, yeah. And sometimes that goes to if you have other things running, like let's say live weather, sometimes it goes down to 10. And then imagine you have 10 and you have to run Vatsim and also run like AudioForVatsim and then also run what's that? Give me something else, Active Sky. Alright. So all of these things running, these things need internet. Yeah, because you need internet, that's just, it takes away a lot of internet and stuff, and then you get a lot of spikes because the lag in the internet chopping in and out kind of thing, and for some reason it's directly related to the FPS because it's something to do with the pixels on the screen as well. So if the internet pushing slow, the game probably stutters in certain things because you see glitches in the weather and stuff, and it stutters the sim because it loading in new data or something like that. Yeah, so internet glitches, definitely the lives will glitch, strings will glitch, and then because the game tends to glitch a little bit because you're using up a lot of the data from the internet, sometimes your memory is a bit wonky, that also tends to glitch the game, and then plenty crashes. So but yeah, so that's why I tend to do a bit of ATC, because with the ATC now I can actually try with ATC I can also obviously like just try to not play game all the time and then just do practice, because actually in the real world I do feel like doing this in the real world. So that's why I don't know, I love aviation and stuff, so probably will look into it definitely. Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, so many things I have to do, man. I have to change a lot of different things, man. I have to actually change this into another screen. I have so many different things, man. Trust me, I have so many different things that I have to change here. But yeah, guys, thanks for actually, for those of you who actually like been supporting the channel first and foremost, because I just remembered, like, I didn't actually thank you guys for actually being on the channel all the time. So thanks to all of you guys, or whoever gets to see this by the time or listen on. Thank you for this patronizing, sorry, like, things like that, but being part of the whole group from on the internet and stuff, and like really supporting and all that kind of thing. So yeah, really appreciate you guys. So I don't know, there's some things probably people might, I know ATC don't seem to be like quite a popular thing, so people tend not to really ask much about ATC and stuff, but it's really if you're part of some of the virtuals and stuff like that, sorry, some of the discords, then they talk about certain things. Yeah, so there's obviously the upcoming event, my upcoming event eventually as well. Let me see. Oh, somebody tuning in, and I think like that's. Is there anybody else on the approach? No, I haven't actually checked to see if anybody coming on the approach. Nope. So it's quite a quiet night tonight. Yeah, seems like a quiet Friday. Nobody's doing much tonight, so that's fine. That's pretty fine. That's the thing. Most people are probably out on the streets and stuff, so I figured I'll just do it at this time anyway. But because Saturday I cannot do Saturday because I have stuff to do, so I can't do Saturday. I tend not to try to use my weekend to always play game or stuff like that. I do want to do family oriented activities, that kind of thing. So let me see. Right, so Vatsim radar, different scopes, so many things, man. But VR approaches, so many things when it comes to ATC, man, that you have to get to learn about, especially phraseologies. I'll probably just simulate, like I said, I'll just simulate like in terms of some procedures. So let me just talk a little bit. So you tell them to go to Alpha 1, or if in case they want a full length takeoff, if it's for example a heavy, generally the ground will tell him to go to Alpha 1 because that's when it comes to ground, and then they have to transfer onto tower by then. But if in case in terms of tower approach, let's say if approach is online, approach can tell ground to just clear the traffic to go all the way. If approach is quite busy and stuff like that, just to reduce, because let's say no aircrafts coming yet on the arrival, but they're quite far, but he's dealing with some approaches and the aircraft is down, and he's gonna just tell him, if he did it quickly there, he'll just tell him to just clear him to just cross the runway there, just to save some time of talking to the traffic there. If he comes on, just clear him to just go across. That's what ground would tell him to just advised by ATC to just to clear the cross runway, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's one thing. Another thing, you say, when do you start as a Vatsim ATC controller? Where do you start as a Vatsim ATC controller? Okay, so let me just show you in the Discord as well. There's a section called, okay, let me bring you to this section here. Alright, so this section is the Discord section for Vatsim Caribbean. When you come, or there's a section that says how to join. This is like if you're looking, whether you're new or transferring controls or visiting, you look up some of the information here. In terms of row requests, you post out row requests, and now it says now automated.
Piarco Tower, Caribbean Airlines 438 Division Charlie, requesting clearance to Bishop Alpha.
Alright, so at this time, just give me a second. Alright, so you're going to Morris Bishop. So because he's going to Morris Bishop, Caribbean Airlines 438, stand by for the clearance. Right, so Morris Bishop, he will be going in this direction, so he's supposed to be on a even flight level, because by the time he turn, he'll be going westbound. Alright, so because he's going westbound, he should be on an even flight level. So I'm just gonna tell him to put that. Then sometimes it tends to do it because they're pretty close, but you can see that you're actually, this is 90, and anything be from 180 going this direction becomes westbound, so that's supposed to be an even flight. And Caribbean 438, based on your direction of flight, would you like flight level 120 or flight level 100? Oh, correction, would you like flight level 120 or flight level 140?
I'll take 120.
What's your copy? Flight level 120 and Caribbean Airlines 438. Where's your copy of records?
Where's the copy for Caribbean Airlines 438?
Caribbean Airlines 438 cleared to Morris Bishop via the Alpha 324 Airway, Golf November Delta VR direct, climb flight level 120 squawk 4246.
Clear to Morris Bishop via the Alpha 324 and direct Golf November Delta, VR, climb flight level 120 squawk 4246.
On Caribbean 438, read back correct. Startup is approved. Report when ready for taxi.
Startup approved. Call back for taxi. Caribbean Airlines 43.
On Caribbean Airlines 438, do you have the car in 80s at the moment?
We have Charlie.
Roger. Alright, so just approving it, just advising him. If you have the 80s, so at least he knows his QNH. Stuff like that. Alright, so let me get back to you what you were saying. Say as in like clearance, ground, tower, etc. Yeah. Yeah, so you actually have to go in the Discord. Let me come back, let me show you back on the screen again.
Any type tomorrow?
Negative, doubt, I've got some stuff to do, so probably let you know. Alright.
Alright.
So alright. as I was saying, so let me go to where the section where you actually have to get practice. You're requesting that you want to become a ground controller and stuff like that. So where is it? Request training. So here you go. So if you go in the Caribbean, Vatsim Caribbean division in Vats Discord, right? That's if you can get on, because I'm not sure if you'll be able to get on. If you can get on, right? If you can get on, like, because I know this Discord, man, that getting onto this Discord was the hardest thing for me. So if you can get onto the Discord, just connect. Yeah, and then go into training. We'll welcome to the stuff like that, and then basically telling you here, put your CID, put your ratings, all that kind of stuff. In terms of how many hours you've been flying, obviously, stuff like that. If you're visiting or whatever, or in that case, your current rating, in terms of CID and stuff like that. Alright, and whether it's home or away, obviously you put S1 home because you're in the Caribbean. In terms of Trinidad, so you put at home, and then they will get with you. So that's somebody that posted that, but you will put a new post and then put the title and put whatever it is in terms of request training. So you follow, you copy this. This is the layout that they say to put it in. Yeah, and then that would tell you in terms of getting clearance and stuff. So then you get into the S1. You get into the S1 training, and within the S1 they would show you a lot of these things over here. So like the basic ATC, these are the S1 stuff from introduction, which I can probably show you, for example. Because you wouldn't always be able to do flight sim, but you can at least be able to do ATC. And I like ATC because I don't have to always play games, so so I don't always have to keep playing game all the time and just hampering my system. But yeah, so this manual actually could probably change, so I'm just giving it to you. I'm just showing because yeah, it could actually change. So but yeah, I have to either go to Trinidad either next year. Let's see if I want to do it in the real world, because there is this program that they have in Trinidad, because they did tell me Slasper had called me to come to the program and stuff like that. So it's like in trying to make you get into like ATC stuff like that. Yeah, and then afterwards you get into this what they call aerodrome control. So you can get your certificate and stuff like that for that, so you can get your actual license to be an air traffic controller and all that, and not just for the ground tower, but other things as well. You can get your license because ECA is the one responsible for all these different certifications. But yeah, coming back to the S1, these are some of the stuff. Introduction. Yeah, he said, oh nice, yes. He says Piarco is welcome to the division, stuff like that. Alright, if it is, affects you as a new member of our facility. So in terms of the overview, VATCA is made up of 6. So these are the different, the FIRs, the en route. Facility is managed by the air traffic manager who reports directly. That's just telling you in terms of our operation. So at the moment, these are the guys. But things have changed, so it's not always exactly like that. Alright, so that's just some outdated information. So S1, as you know, is ground. S2 is tower. S3 is approach. C1 is center controller. So over here you observe the first thing when you connect on the EuroScope. Alright, so if I come back over here in the EuroScope, first thing you do when you connect on the EuroScope, you're connecting as an observer. At the moment I've connected as a tower because I have the rating at the moment in terms of just the S2 training solo. But you actually you put it in observer on your very first connection. In that way now you're not being able to control. All you can do is be able to hear what everybody say, and they wouldn't be able to see you. As long as you connect with audio and stuff like that, you can be able to hear what everybody's saying on the frequency. They wouldn't be able to see you, but at least you can listen on. Or you do what they tell me to do. At the time they told me to either go on to for example live ATC, and you just listen on to ATC and stuff like that, so in that way you can get better. So you can listen on. I do that all the time. Matter of fact, when I do my live ATC stuff, I listen on as well. So that's that. Let me see what else I have to say. Oh, actually I haven't finished. Alright, So yeah, it says you're not authorized to actively control at the time because that's your very first connection as an observer. Until when they tell you, until when you do your practicals and stuff and everything, then you can be able to connect as S1. So it's the same thing. Right now I'm connecting at a tower, but only on a solo certification. So I'm only limited to 3 airports. I can't connect to other airports. Alright, so S1 student, after completing the OTS, if you endorse as an S1, stuff like that. Delivery, ground position. So ground and delivery is one. Even if in Trinidad, you know, they're in charge, the ramp is also, like in America, how there's a ramp, so ramp is in charge of that, but taxiway is generally ground for the taxiway. But generally they have a ramp controller. So I guess on the frequency here, you guys can see there's tower, ground, and there's also another section of the ground, which is like the ramp controls. But you wouldn't have a specific ramp control because you don't really necessarily need it. But anyway, I guess in Trinidad they have so many aircrafts in and out of Trinidad from different sections, from here and also from here. It becomes a bit difficult for the ground controller to have to coordinate all of that one by himself because they you know, probably simultaneously moving around as well. You have to make sure. So then, and then knowing that you have to deal with that and then traffic there, I mean, it could be a little bit hectic, knowing that you have some aircrafts here, some here, some here, some here taxiing, some coming in, out. So it could be, but you know. But yeah, let's continue quickly. Next thing is S2. You know, is tower, stuff like that to do tower. Just gonna run through it quickly. Alright. S3, like I said, is approach. So you will get to learn about in terms of up to flight level 245. So you know the approach have a threshold.
Caribbean Airlines 438 Crescent startup.
And finally, the S1, C1 is the controller. Caribbean 438 setup approved. QNH1013.
Setup approved. Vaccination 013. Caribbean 438.
Right. Alright, so that's about that. In terms of just at least letting you know which one's which. So that's that. And like I said, I'm doing this one is the S1 stuff in terms of the basic ATC. Okay, so let me continue. Not this, not center, not this. I think we'll have done all of that already. Yeah, you have airspace, then the weather, communications, then the clearance, and then the ground, because in all of that. So you have to look at the weather, making sure you watch the weather, looking at the taxiway, and then you know that type of stuff. Obviously, how you say the clearance as well, so that's important. So you see, I just said him to start up is approved, and I said QNH1013 just to remind. But that's if in case the ATC is not working. I mean, you already have the ATC, but just to remind. Let me see what else. Said okay, cool. Yes. Not much. What else? When it gets out, then I'll be closing off. So. Alright, let me see. Alright. And all stations, Piarco will be closing in 20 minutes. All station, Piarco Tower will be closing in 20 minutes. Alright, so a bit of rain. Things starting to overheat a little bit, it seems like. Okay. Yeah, so there's different operations, different things you have to learn when it comes to all of this stuff. You know. Let me see how many votes we have in the meantime. We have 6 votes. 83% says yes, no. Alright. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're closing off just now, guys. As long as the last traffic departs, then that's gonna be that. So not a very busy night, but that's fine. At least we got to talk a little bit about ATC in a way. Yeah, before we actually move on. Yeah, that's my final, like I said, my final session. Before I actually as a S1, because I'm not gonna be doing that tomorrow, so I'm not gonna, tomorrow is a busy day, so I've got stuff to do. Yeah, what else? Yeah, so I think the traffic most likely we gonna depart from intersection. Yeah. All right. Why is this? Oh, is that sign me out? Let me see. Seemed like it did, didn't it? I don't know what tell it I needed that. Alright, just checking. That was not where I was supposed to be. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wrong place. Which gate does KLM park at? In terms of Trinidad? They will be parking at just now. Let me see. I believe it's gate 6. When KLM goes, because they actually go. I think if I remember, KLM actually goes straight to Amsterdam, isn't it, from Trinidad? Yeah. Just now, let me open up the chat. Because this is a bit outdated, so it'll have been gate 5. So British Airways, because KLM will be a heavy 777, so sorry, not 777, but yeah, it could be. I think it's 777 or the A330. So they'll be gate 5. Yeah, they'll put them at gate 5 whenever British Airways is not there. They said, yeah, the A340, yeah. 5, yeah, get 5, yeah. Yeah. Let me see this chart. Yeah, gate 5. I'm looking at this one, it says gate 5, so I believe it's gate 5. Yeah, so let me put this on this screen. Yeah, it seems like, because I mean, this is gate 5. I mean, obviously they could, somewhere across to one another, like, American always have to be over gate 6, but or WestJet, they could transfer, just how it is. They could change gate like they did for me when I had to take a flight and I ended up nearly getting delayed. Sorry, nearly got left down because they changed the gate and everybody had to move across and it was just late. It's like how they did the bus, like when I remember I was in London, I'm sorry, not London, in Liverpool, going up by not Southport, it was in Preston. Yeah, and they just changed from the Preston. Next thing you know, I even didn't even know they switch over. Next thing you know, run. But yeah, that's the point I just trying to say there. Gate 5 obviously is the biggest one for it, so well, not obviously. It's big, so it's able to handle the 777s. So I guess they're gonna have it on the Gate 5, according to what I'm seeing here. Yeah. What else? What else? Sometimes I don't know if anybody like ever hear over them doing like, cause this is like restricted airspace, right? So there's have like military activities and stuff here. These are restricted airspace, but I've never heard like anybody talk about like in terms of trainees, like talking about like, you know, the Air Force and them that's going to train stuff like that. You know, they have their little, I don't know if it's fighter jets or whatever they have, but it's like restricted airspace. Yeah, I don't know. What else? I don't think I have much to say, you know? And I think I'll be, as I say, I wanted to close off, and then you see somebody wanted to come on. Somebody coming on. And what time is that person coming on? Departing. That person is departing at. What's that? What time is departing? Oh my, why can't I see 150? That person departing 21. Not sure.
So good night, speedboat 21599 for information Charlie, looking for clearance to here now.
Oh, give me a late one, yeah. Give me a late, late one, yeah. And speedboat at 2159 heavy. Just stand by for clearance, yeah. And actually, there he is on the. Did that pretty late there when I was literally like 2150. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah. Aries over here. Speedboat. At least, you know, obviously I have delivery, so I'll see the speedboat. Ooh, is that 5 factor or is that PMBG? But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but for mine, 438 requesting taxi. November 3.
I said November 3. Nope. Oh. It's CaribFly 438 taxi Alpha 1 via Whiskey and Alpha.
Alpha 1 via Whiskey and Alpha, CaribFly 438.
And like speedboat 2159 heavy ready to copy IFR clearance to St. Lucia.
Right, for speedboat 215.
Alright, so he's 27. I'll do, let me see, where is St. Lucia? I just wanted to double check. You could just keep it out, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. And speedboat 2159 heavy, you clear to St. Lucia via the Uniform Alpha 324 airway. Bravo November Echo VR direct, climb fly level 270, squawk 4224.
Set to here now via the Alpha 324 Bravo November Echo VR flight plan, same flight level 270, squawk 4224 for speedboat 2159.
Speedboat 2159 heavy, read back correct. And QNH 1013 information, Charlie at the moment. And also for your information, tower will be closing in about 10 minutes.
We'll be going to call for pushing about 2, so speedboat 2159.
Oh, roger.
Take off 10 minutes, flight one doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was just looking at the time there, figured you had to depart a little later, so.
Yeah, we're going now, sorry.
Yeah, got you guys on tower view here. Nice. Ooh, so Jalen just taxiing on here. And Caribbean Lines 438, just confirm you wouldn't need full length takeoff for today. Alright.
Just take Alpha 1.
Roger. And Caribbean 438, just report when ready for takeoff.
Remember wherever takeoff, Caribbean 43.
Alright. So let me see what anybody said. Nice. Yes. Let me see what else. So I going on to Twitch just now as well. So I already have a Twitch account actually. I just haven't started things up yet. And I actually have my Instagram as well, so I will be coming back on there. Obviously Discord is already there. But yeah, and actually Discord is pretty nice right now. Yeah. Like to see obviously with the Caribbean. So this is the training section like I was telling him a while ago. They have nothing here but the general discussion. People have a little conversation here and there. They talk about things, different things inside the channel. Just to keep things a bit, obviously, it's good to have conversations, stuff like that inside there. So let's see, he put a vote. I did vote for Grenada as well, and I think I did vote for St. Kitts, so, and TFA, so 8-6. It seems like most people want Barbados, which I don't know why we keep going over and over to some of these airports. Even Tapa, TAPA. But in my opinion, man, we should try some of these non-radar airports, man. We're always in radar airports, man. Trying to do a couple things, man, in some of this non-radar, man. That would be pretty nice. Alright, so here he is over there. That would be pretty nice. Alright. Alright, so just give a second here. There he is. It's pretty nice. There he is. Yeah, but just keep him on this screen here for a second here. So I'm gonna just release him. Caribbean 43, is you ready for takeoff?
Somebody waiting for comment to be secured.
Roger.
Ready for pushing south with speedbird 2159.
Alright. Caribbean, speedbird 2159 heavy, pushing south, face south.
Facing south 2159.
Nice. I don't know. I love ATC. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I just like sometimes you don't want to fly. You just want to just, just look at traffic, stuff like that, and just see him departing. I think he's waiting on some traffic here. I'm not sure what he's waiting on for. And traffic is now pushing back here. So it's pretty nice, It's really, really nice. Traffic is now pushing back here. So absolutely wonderful. We say I think it's amazing. Yeah. I think ATC is really, really nice. It's cool. It's exciting. In my opinion, it's really, really exciting. I don't know. Some people don't. If it's not really mainstream because obviously people want to fly and stuff. Actually, people want to land the plane and stuff. It's a bit of a challenge. Whereas, people don't see much of a challenge in ATC or something like that. But if they only know the amount of stress you have in ATC. It's crazy. You get things wrong so fast in ATC.
Caribbean 43 ready departure.
Alright, so in terms of departure, this is how you say. You say, cleared for takeoff, surface winds, but you have to say, not just cleared for takeoff and then surface winds. You say the runway and then cleared for takeoff, then the surface winds. So Caribbean, but obviously you have to call the name of who you given clearance to. So Caribbean Lines 438 runway 10, cleared for takeoff, surface winds, calm, fly runway heading 4,100 feet, left and approve.
Roger that, contact runway 10, copy the winds, winds calm, Caribbean 438.
Yeah, hopefully you'll have a nice departure there. Oop. Yeah, so we have this nice Yeah, this aircraft, man, looking pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah, looking wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so here he is. Let's see this departure now. Taking off with about probably 60 passengers. Yeah, like it's the internet, man.
Fuel strike.
Mule strike.
Look like it. Oh, ja. Oh, ja. And CaribFly 438. No food ATC is available. Over to advisory. Thank you so much, man. So long.
Roger that, CaribFly 438. So over to advisory. I appreciate you. Good night.
Yeah, man. Good night over the hills. Oh, jeez. Man, Speedbird.
Flight 259 ready for taxi, looking for Alpha 1 departure.
Doing Alpha 1. And Speedbird 2159 Heavy Alpha 1 Whiskey Alpha.
Whiskey Alpha 1 for Speedbird 259.
Alright, so we got clearance and he's also taxiing. So yeah, hopefully this should be the end of that. Let me say, yeah, it's just amazing. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't know why people don't like it too much, but for me, I think it's amazing. In my honest opinion, ATC, like there's a lot to it, you know, a lot of things that you have to learn. And for me, after a while being a pilot, you learn a lot of things, and then you feel like it's not as exciting, so you want something else that can excite you and that kind of thing. So I think that's where I like, you know, the whole ATC. I was like, you know, I really want to do it as well because it's something I think I could probably want to do in the real world. So yeah, there it is, wonderful in all of its glory, not turning like me, or I turn crazy, you know. Oh, tower view, zoom in. All right, nice turns, and he's going to St. Lucia. Yeah, that should be my last flight because no more arrivals, no more departures. He's already on the up. He's 4,300. Supposed to be turning left, but I'm not sure why is he not turning yet. I think it's time to turn now. 4,004. All right, he's making sure he's cleared himself over that mountain's edge. And Speedbird 2159 report when ready for takeoff.
We'll be ready and reaching for Speedbird 2159.
Alright, so it seems like he's ready. No. Speedbird 2159 heavy, no traffic factor. Runway 10 cleared for takeoff. Surface winds calm at the moment. Fly runway heading 4001, left and approved.
Runway heading, cleared for takeoff, runway 10 from Alpha 1, Speedbird 258.
59. But yeah, I think ATC and everything, it brings up a lot of, like, you know, people bring friends together, stuff like that. Something else, you know what I mean? So yeah, possibly it could be stressful from time to time. Yeah, it could. Honestly, like I've done. Yeah, if you've seen some of the sessions that I've done, like it literally was stressful, bro. Like it's not even a joke. Like it's been challenging here and there, like different times. I'm not even kidding. Like it's literally been that stressful. But it is what it is, to be honest. So I just have to adapt to it, really. Yeah, so somebody will be like, why would I want to go and do lines and stuff? Why not just let the air traffic controller tell me where to go, left, right, or something like that? Or let's see his departure. Oh, I nearly missed that. Actually, let's put it on screen there. Nearly missed that. Oh, at least I get to see the departure there. Nice. There we go. Alright, so that's my last departure. That's alright, so that's my last departure, guys. So I will be closing in here now. So that was the last guy for the night, and that's time for me to spend some time. Let me just send transfer. And that's people 2159 heavy. No police at this time. Over to advisory. Thank you for flying today. So have a good night. Bye bye.
First people 25.
Alright, so that was pretty nice. You know, final session, final flight, and you know, it's nice chatting to you as well, Jarrell. I know you got the gift card the last time, the voucher. I don't know what you bought with it, if you saved it up to try and buy a new PC. But thanks for being such a patriotic person on the lives, you know. And yeah, this is a new layout I'm doing for when I'm doing ATC controlling and stuff. So that's the end of that, guys. So thank you very, very much, everybody, and that is going to be the end of that. So guys, thank you so much, and I will see you guys for this session. I've seen 5 people say they're gonna come, and hopefully some other people are gonna come around.
Goodbye,
alright
guys, it's time to go.
Kim is being a Kim, you know already. Bye bye, everybody. Yes,
How do you know they ain't me?
but they could see the mic moving.
But it wasn't. But it was moving a while ago.
It moving.
But it wasn't. It was moving when it was muted.
See you.
How I know they ain't me?
They hearing you because of
Can y'all see me, guys? Are you still here?
Jake probably left already, so I already told him.
Oh, okay. Well, bye, guys. We stream ending, right?
Yes.